Dan, so cool to meet you, and congrats on this film.
Thank you.
I was actually really worried when I heard that an American was going to make such a European film. What were your initial thoughts? And when they said to you, do you know what? Not only is there Americans behind this, but you're going to be playing a Russian superstar.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I mean, I think in a way it's quite good to have a sort of an outside eye on something like the Eurovision because from the outside, I don't know what that looks like. I've grown up with it. You've probably grown up with it since
Yeah.
you were a child, and I know exactly what it is. And whether I can explain that to somebody, I don't know, but I just know what it is. And there were, there's a whole team of Americans on this movie who had no idea, who were sort of feeling their way in and through the process of developing the script and putting the film together. They were really coming to grips with exactly how extraordinary this song contest is and how much more than just a song contest it is as well. So, there's so many ways into it. And it's such a wonderful sort of rich world to dive into and to mine comedy out of as well, because there are some very, very bizarre elements to it, and it's really fun.
I think for me, the funnest scene was the castle sing off. I'm not going to give too much away, but oh my God, the legends, the Eurovision legends that you got to be in the company of. What was that day or 2 days of filming like?
Yeah, I think it was actually 3 days that
Wow.
whole sequence. It was a really, really epic moment. And yeah, it was pretty extraordinary. And I think for everyone involved, like the contestants themselves were really excited by just sort of how monumental that was, just to have all those people assembled singing this mad medley, which is absolutely brilliantly arranged. And the way that it sort of moves through the castle, the crowd were incredible that day. I mean, it really, yeah, it's a real highlight. And I've shown the film to a few hardcore Eurovision fans who absolutely lost their biscuits when that came on. So I'm hoping it'll be a highlight for a lot of people, that sequence.
That was me. I lost my biscuits when that came on. I was reading that your dad took you to a panto when you were really young. And when they said, okay, all the kids come up on stage, you were one of the very first that ran up
Yeah,
to the
I don't think
stage.
they'd finished saying it. I think I was up.
What was it about the stage? And what is it that continues to draw you to the stage? What does it give you that nothing else in life does?
It's very difficult to put a finger on that. I think it's just something either you're drawn to or you're not. I mean, I certainly know people who they'd rather die than have to get up in front of a bunch of people and do something ridiculous. I think I don't know. I've just always felt very, very comfortable up there. Sometimes more comfortable than in my own skin. I think and I think just the opportunity to get up there and just make people laugh has been a big part of my life actually. In terms of live stuff, it takes a lot of beating. Just that instant feedback from people laughing is just great.
But what it also brings with it, like the Eurovision contestants, they're so used to being recognised when all of this happens for them. And I know at the very beginning, I again read that you were saying, I'm just not used to people recognising me when I'm out and about. All these years on, do you ever get used to that feeling?
I don't really, because I just sort of, I don't know, I'm just in my own little bubble. I go about thinking I'm me. I also sort of I see every role very differently, and I feel like I sort of, I jump into them and become somebody else for a bit, and I do that and I move on. And so for people to recognize me in the street as me compared to the person that I thought I was while doing that role, there's often a bit of a jump there. But it's always really nice to meet fans, and if people want to come and say nice things, that's great.
Yeah, Eurovision is really special. I think, it gets a lot of flack, but I think it's quite a special competition. What's something that you think we could take from Eurovision and bring into our own lives?
Gosh, that's a good question, isn't it? I think understanding, I think that's what Eurovision has always sort of tried to aspire to, and one of the many things it's aspired to is that sense of unity and understanding, and I think it's something really sort of noble to aspire to, however silly it gets in all the midst of it.
It's a fun competition, as is this film. So thank you so much for the fun, Dan.
Thank you very much.